Okay, this is a video demonstration for how to run or containerize your new ASP.NET Boilerplate application. The following instructions will allow you to run one ASP.NET application as a Docker container. The Docker file and the Docker compose files are taken from a repository with a pull request, and it's going to be explained down below in the following steps. So for the requirements for this video, for you to follow along the following instructions, you will need to be familiar with Git, ASP.NET Boilerplate, Docker, ASP.NET Core, and Angular. And that's why I will not be explaining anything about ASP.NET Boilerplate now. I'm going to be creating a full series of videos about how to create your own project with ASP.NET Boilerplate. This video is only about how to run your project as a Docker container, okay? I'm going to be using the following tools. For example, I'm going to be using Git command line for Linux, or saying for Mac. If you are using Windows, you can go and Google Git Bash for Windows. Use it for the terminal they're going to be using now. When it comes to Docker, we're going to be using Docker for Linux, but anyways, works, the same commands works for Mac or Windows. We're going to be using as well Docker Compose for Linux as well. Mac or Windows will be same commands apply for both. I'm going to be using as well SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is download the template application. You're going to go to this website here. So let me just pull it up my Windows here. Okay, so see here we have our website. We're going to go to ASP.NET boilerplate.com. Okay, you can see here on the screen. So let me minimize down. Okay, so yeah, we are going to visit or going to this URL, guys, and we're gonna select our version here. Okay, so we're gonna set our project name. For me will be MyCollege, and for the captcha, of course, I'm gonna enter the captcha DNUZM or AMN. Is it? Okay, whoops. Yeah, let's try it again. I'm gonna be using the default here, 7, and the default options here, login with login, register, user, role, and tenant management. MyCollege, as I mentioned before. Gotcha, it's a UXWWWC. See, yes. Okay, so as you can see, the file is going to be downloaded here. I'm going to go to my Visual Studio Code. Yeah, first I will, after I download, of course, I have to extract the information that's going to be here. So I'm going to be unzipping these files. You can see on the bottom here, I am unzipping these files. And don't worry about it, guys. Don't worry about the instructions here. I'm going to be pasting the instructions down in the description of the video. So once I extract all of the files, I'm going to go to inside that file, my college and the version number. And I'm going to, just for the sake of tracking, because I'm going to be uploading this file, this repository, I'm gonna be adding this as a git. Okay. Okay, then we are going to add some Docker files from the repository of pull request. This is the pull request. If you feel free to go, and if you go to the pull request, you're gonna see that those are the files that are being changed on this pull request. Okay, so let's copy this file into our project. Okay, so I'm gonna be copying the file with this command here. And then I'm gonna check Git Status. So we can see the files was just copied over. For example, if you say git, oh wait a sec. Okay, let's say git diff, let's say Angular Docker file. So you can see here the basically it's the same thing that we are having from the pull request, okay? From the pull request, you can get those files that are being changed, updated, or modified in this pull request. You get it from there, okay? One by one, you can go to the branch and take those files. But let's talk about why we need those files, okay? So I have the list of those files. Why we need those files? So the first thing you need is Angular source assets appconfig container. So the appconfig container is just for me to avoid using or updating another file that was production. Probably you already have some configuration in production. So for you, all you need to do is copy your production file JSON and just create a new name here. If you don't want to do that, let's go to the second file here, which is this one, Angular Docker file. So let's say you don't want to do the copy or have a new file. You can as well remove the appconfig container file and put your own configuration on the appconfig production JSON. Okay, you can see I put some comments in here for you to understand what's happening here. Okay. So the other important file that we see here is the Angular Dockerignore. So why we need that? So when we are building Docker image, we don't want to copy some type of folders into our new created image. So that's why gonna avoid copying some files. You have to use it's the same as gitignore, it's the same as Dockerignore, okay? So we can take a look to the file here. I don't want to copy the environment file, the .git folder. I don't want none of those folders inside my Docker image. I don't want none of those, the distribution file. I don't want it as well. Okay, so none of them will be copied over to my Docker image. So moving on to ASP.NET Core, why I need this file. So basically you need to containerize your application core. You need a Docker file. It's going to be populated automatically if the pull request is merged for now, but for now it's going to be having a placeholder for your company and project name, okay? Another thing that we have here is the Dockerignore send. We don't want some folders to copy over into our Docker image. That's why we need this file. So let's take a look to this file. It's an important file that we try to understand. It's a bash shell file that you can run it on a Mac. You can run it anything that you have a bash. If you are running Windows, you can again use git bash for Windows. Okay, you can Google it, git bash for Windows. Again, we are not trying to keep it short. We're not talking about those technologies, but let's talk about this file. So again, it's a bash type of file. We're gonna print some message on the top. And this is the name of your new created images, right? Docker image name, okay? This is the name of the image for ABB host in Angular, okay? So not much to do here in this file. It's a simple file, bash file that's expecting you to run it in the command line. So first, I'm gonna build the Docker image for the host, for ASP.NET Core project host, okay? And then we're gonna build the Angular application with this other command here. So important to note is that if you wanna push your Docker images as well as if you're gonna push it, you can just uncomment these guys here. Let's say you're gonna do this guy here, and then comment you're gonna be building and pushing to your Docker registry. Remember, you have to add your Docker registry here, okay? Okay, for now, I will just undo these changes and move on. You already know, it's a simple test file here. So we have the gitignore as well. We need a gitignore. Oh, no, wait. We need gitignore for this Docker compose file. So let's take a look to the Docker compose. So in the Docker compose, we have some overriding some configurations for our AVP host project, okay? For example, because we are running this Docker container, whatever we need, we have to set up, let's say, the server root address, the client root address, the cross origins, okay? That's how it is. Okay, for the sake of logs, you might need to, you might find handy to update the time sum on the Docker container, okay? Another thing that we see here is the port binding. We're gonna be running this as a 44311, okay? And this is outside the container, this is inside the container, okay? Inside the container, we are using the port 80 because we are overriding the configuration here. And outside the container, we're using this one, okay? In the volumes here, we have something interesting here that is host logs. So why we need it? Because we're gonna see this gonna be tied up to your host. You're gonna be creating those files logs. You know what it means. Hope you know what it means. And then moving on, we already see those files. Okay, so let's open the root repository folder. ID. For me, I will continue doing everything on the terminal. Okay. So this is the root of the repository. And on there, I want to first take a look to the Docker compose here. As you can see, is the default that we just bring out from the pull request. We're gonna do the replacement here. And after the replacement, it will look like something like this, okay? The name of your project there. So now let's move on to Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, where we're gonna create the database. But I will not be creating the database in there, okay? So I'm gonna go to this Migrator application that is coming in handy with our ASP.NET Boilerplate application, okay? So for example, I will set the Migrator application with with the connection string, okay? So how I do it, I will just run this command. First, I will take a look. It's having the default one. I don't want the default one, so I want to add mine. And then let's check it out how it looks. So I put mine for my example. So on the terminal again, I will go to the Migrator project and I will run it. Okay, after I created my database there. Okay, I just have to say yes here. Enter. And then let's check it out that our database was created. You can see here that we have MyCollege.zip and the tables are just created in there. Okay, so I will move on. So I will just move to another folder with this command here. So we can see this is the file that we already talked about. I see that I don't have any other images. I will build my images right now with this command. Okay, I will move to another folder after this is complete. Okay, it's taking longer than expected. So right now we are building the Docker image for Angular application. Probably I'm gonna stop it for now on the video and then I'll just continue when it's finished. So finally, we can see the Docker image for Angular application was successfully built. So we're gonna move on to the dockercompose file. The dockercompose file folder. I'm gonna take a look to the dockercompose. So you're gonna see here we have the default connection stream, right? So let's say server 10.075.0.1, right? So we're gonna update it with our connection stream. Okay, let's take a look again. So we see our connection string is there right now. So we're gonna spin up our Docker containers. And let's check it out how are our Docker containers, if they are running or not. So we can see here the ngvp host 1, ngvp, ng1. We have this DLL there. The state is up, and the port number is 44311 for the backend, and the front end or Angular application is fun. So let's check it out. If we can see it here in the file here. Okay, so it's up and running, and we can see our application admin and the default password 123 QWE. Okay, so it's good. So let's just stop our Docker containers, just to see if when I stop it, it just stops. So, right, Docker compose down. We can see as well the logs. So let's say the host, see the logs, cat logs, right? Basically shutting down the application. Application is shutting down. Okay, so I think that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you find it useful. We can see that we try to access the application. It shouldn't work now. Still waiting for localhost. So I'm gonna be posting this this code in this repository. You can see here. Okay. And then Git Status again. Let me just cd Git Status, Git add, Git push origin master. need to do git commit. Thank you for watching the video, guys. Hope it was useful. Bye-bye.